You might think that because of all the ducks here that I'm St. Francis, but I'm not. I'm St. Nicholas, and I'm just feeding the ducks. The fact that they're here doesn't have anything to do with the story I'm going to tell, but the fact that I'm here by the water, though, is very important to the story that I'm going to tell today. You know, most people in the modern age think of me, St. Nicholas, as the gift giver and the patron saint of children. That is, if they think of me at all. And that's not hard to understand. I think that most people know the story about how I gave the 3 bags of gold to the girls so that they could get married. But there's so much more to me than that. Did you ever think about how many times stories in the New Testament and in the early formation of the church had to do with water? Baptizing in it, fishing in it, walking on it, changing it into wine. Well, let me tell you another one. Where's my umbrella? There was a time when I was traveling by sea to, well, it doesn't really matter, but it was a beautiful day, sunny day on the Mediterranean Sea, when all of a sudden the sky turned black and a storm came up. Sheets and sheets of rain, water began coming over the side of the ship. Things didn't look so good for that little boat. The sailors who had spent a lifetime on the water began to wonder if they were going to make it back to the shore. And then when things couldn't get much worse, a flash of lightning came through the sky. But I calmly rose and walked toward the front of the boat and began to pray. What happened next can only be described as a miracle. For the skies began to clear and the waves began to resume their accustomed tranquility. Those sailors believed what I told them about Jesus and how he was born in a stable and was visited by shepherds and wise men, and how he grew into manhood, died on the cross, and was raised up to be the Savior of all mankind. But that's not the end of the story, you see, because those sailors on that ship, they took the news of Jesus and all of the wonderful things that he did, and they spread it around the world. And before you could say the stockings were hung by the chimney with care, the whole world knew about the good news of Jesus of Nazareth. And to this day, sailors everywhere think of me, St. Nicholas, as their protector on the water.
Well, St. Nicholas of Myra.
Well, St. Francis of Assisi, patron saint of animals.
What are you up to today?
Well, I'm feeding the ducks.
Ah!
And I'm feeding them corn as you would instruct.
No, good. Remember, kids, don't feed ducks bread. They can't digest it, and it makes the pond water all gross. Feed them corn instead. Lettuce also works, and peas.
Francis, did I ever tell you the story of the 3 scholars and the butcher?
No, you haven't. Did I ever tell you the story of making the deal with the wolves?
Oh, that sounds like a good one. I'd love to hear it. Let's have lunch. And by the way, I want you and everyone you love to have a very Merry Christmas.